so for the mermaid thing, first of all, you want to determine where on your body you want it to sit and hug you tightly on. So if this is my hip line here, okay, I'm just going to be going maybe like 9 inches below my hip line to be the knee shaping line for me, which is about here. Okay, so it's now from that line I want to do any tightening. I'm going to be doing like a 0.5 inch tightening. Since this is the back of the skirt, you know, both the zipper part and the side without the zipper will have the tightening. So I'll do 0.75 on both sides. First of all, that means that from my zipper allowance here, I'm going to be tightening it 0.75 inwards there, and here too from this hip line I'm going to be tightening it 0.75. Then I'm still going to put paper there, that's at the bottom, to take care of the flaring out of the mermaid. So let's put what we have. So I'll just go out by 12 inches. 12 inches is fine for the flaring out here. 12 inches, and I'll join it from this point to my 12 inches. And cut that one out. So I'm cutting from here. I'm also going to do another one on this side, which is the side seam. Okay, once you measure that, I want to measure 12 inch as well on this other side. Exactly 12 inches. So I'm going to be flaring it out from here. So this is the back of my mermaid. Let me do the front of the mermaid. Also, do not forget to you need to actually bend this out, like curve it. You don't want it sharp and pointy. So blend it out, curve it. Sharp and pointy is not good. Yeah, this is good to go. Let's do the front part. You just need to add the attachment to this part. Let's see. Okay, I have about 11 inches there. I'll make do with it that way. I've not shaped the knee. You need to shape the knee. Let's go and shape the knee. So from here, remember from this hip line we have on our bodies, I came down 9 inches here, rule a line there, Then shape the knee on that point. I'm shaping the knee for 1.5 inch. If you feel it to be too tight, you can do 1.25. Okay. So you know, for the back we actually split it, but for this front now there was no need splitting because we are not doing it on both sides, it's just on one side. So that's why I said if you feel 1.5 will be too tight on the front, go ahead to do only 1.25 or 1. Okay, let me not cut all the whole 1.5, so I left like 0.25 there so that it's not too cham on the body. So yeah, this is the front. I have all my pattern pieces. Let me quickly show you everything. I have the front here, I have the back here. Here's my back. I have front, back. I have the upper pieces here. This is the front tulle part, the cups of the front, this part here, still of the front that will be going into the cup. When you sew up the cup, you pad it, sew up the cup, and you put it here, it's going to cup out. Okay, then the back here, I remove the dart of the back and the tulle part of the back. So that is everything we need for this particular project. We'll start cutting straight up on the fabric and start sewing it up. So let me cut it in this video. The next video will just be purely for sewing everything up. So let's start cutting real quick. So when you want to start cutting, you need to cut 2 pieces each. One will be like the main body, one will be like the lining. Okay, stretch, see where it has the stretch, that will be the one that will go round the body. The one without the stretch is the part you are sewing. So I'm going to be putting it down. So like for the cup now, you're cutting 2. Okay guys, welcome to part 2 of this skin tone illusion gown. Okay, so if you've not seen the part 1 of this video, that's where we discussed the style we wanted to do, we discussed the materials we needed for it, we discussed so many things there, and we also looked at how to draft the pattern. If you've not seen that video, please click up here or check in the description box to watch that video so that you understand everything that is going on here. In this particular video, we are just going to be sewing up everything. I want to first show you all of my pattern pieces, not pattern. I want to show you all of the pieces I've cut using my pattern. Okay, you saw me cut it in the last video, so I just want to show you everything. So this is like the skin tone effect. I went ahead to iron hairstay to every single thing so that it's going to give it stability. You don't just want to work with the lycra that way. It's flimsy. Lycra is flimsy. It also kind of have unraveling marks here and there sometimes, so you want to avoid all of that. These are my cups. I have 4 pieces of each of these things, so I iron my cups. I even iron both the lining, both the main fabric. This is the bottom part of the skirt. Ironed it, even that my chalk mark is still there. Every single thing was ironed. The front part, I ironed it as well. Okay, every single thing. So you want to do just that before you even start dreaming or thinking of sewing up anything. First of all, iron every single thing you'll be needing, even my tulle, the net. I made sure I ironed every single thing. I wouldn't want to run into issues going along the way. Then, because I'm not going to be using any cup, I actually do have a cup, but I don't want to use a cup. I'm going to be using my homemade cup. So remember, if you've not watched the video of how I showed you how to pad your cups, different cup styles, and how we made the cup stand, so I'm just going to, since we did not really do that in a dress, I want to be using that one in a dress so that you see that it actually does work. So I use this peplum stay. I told you can use peplum stay, you can use hard wadding, you can use soft wadding, depending on the kind of effect you want to have. This peplum stay will make it stand. Okay, so these are all my pattern pieces, and I'm going to be ready to start sewing everything up. Let me show you the skirt part, because I didn't show you the lace part of the of this project. Let me show you the skirt part so that you see everything. Okay, also I cut straps that I'll be using for the back part of this fabric. I do not have royal blue color of satin, so I'm using this navy blue. I'm sure it's going to work. My straps, let's see how many inches wide the straps are. So this strap is 3-inch wide, so I use the 3-inch wide strap. It's going to form the loops and also the tightening. That's it will form the loops and also the part that we're going to use for the closure. So you can see how full this mermaidy thing is. I actually cut it really full. This is the back of this skirt. So I made sure the bottom has this finished edge. Okay, that's for the back. I'm gonna also make sure that I do not mix up where the zipper part is and all of that. So let me just mark that already, so that even if my pattern moves out of place, I know that this is where the zipper is. So let me really chop that part really good. So, chopping that part, you know, that's where the zipper is. Okay, so I'll keep the back, and this is the front of it. So this front, I'm going to be letting this raw edge be in the center. So I'm letting the raw edge sit exactly at the center. Like, you actually need to, from the planning to the patterning to sourcing for fabric to the embellishments, you know, There is nothing like a simple style. This is not simple at all. So if your clients can't pay you, so here what we'll be doing here is just placing this raw edge on it and just sewing it just a bit close so that the other parts will open up, okay, and it will form like a slit along that part. So we'll just sew it on it. It's just like doing like a quilting stitch on it to just hold it in place. You can do a zigzag stitch with the color of this thread to hold it in place. And yeah, that is for the front part of the skirt lace. Okay, so let us begin sewing up everything. I'm going to be explaining as I go on so that you understand everything I'm doing. I'm going to start from sewing the cups to putting it into that place to everything. I will show you as I go along. So yeah, let us begin. Alright guys, another thing I want to beg you for before we begin is do not feel lazy to change your thread. So I have a nude color thread that will be perfect for the inner part, the tulle part, everything. Whenever I want to work on that one, I'm going to change my thread to this. And I have this royal blue for the lace fabric. So please switch your threads. Do not just feel lazy and say, oh well, I'll just use nude for everything. For this kind of dresses or this kind of gowns, you're charging a whole lot. So your clients expect to see perfection. You know, this is not the 15k 20k kind of style. You're charging as much as 80, 90, 100k. So imagine if you're now feeling lazy to change your thread. So please guys, put that in mind, okay? So yeah, let us start. So I need space to know what exactly I'm joining together, where I'm starting from, where I'm stopping at. Thankfully I've notched the parts already, so like this padding, yeah, this peplum stay, I've notched it, so I'll know which is going where and how it's going to be joining up. I'll put the pattern still on it so that I can see. Alright guys, so I've sewn the cup up. You need to actually sew the cup such that there is no gaping coming out there, okay? And once you've sewn the cup, make sure you give it a good press on the inside. This is what it's looking like. So next thing is I'm taking that center, that front, that one that we placed, this one that we cut, that pattern we cut where the cup is going to be into. Please put your net there. So let me show you. You can see the tulle. Put your tulle there. Just cut the same thing and just sew it on top. That's the only place that will have the tulle. So this place that is folding up is because I'm using a pin to hold it down. So by the time I'm sewing, I'm going to be stretching it so that it doesn't fold up that much. Then the next thing is I'm going to pin the other cup into this hole. So this is the front. This is the one on the outside. That's why I'm using the one that has the padded cup, okay? So the other part, I've gone ahead to sew the back. That's the back. This is that closure part, the zipper part, the closure part that we're going to use. We are going to be using loops. We're going to be using our loops here. So this is the other part of the back. just sew the back to this one. So this is the lining piece that I have sewn down. I'll keep these two lining pieces. Those are for the back part. Then the lining piece of the front, you can see I have joined this same part. I've joined it to the skirt part of the front. Let me keep this. I've joined this to the skirt part of the front here. You can see the joining there. Then I put my cup. This cup does not have the peplum stay. I just pinned it. The other cup that does not have the stay too will go into this place. So I pinned just one side so that I can show you how to go about the other side. So you're going to be starting from this part like so. Going to be starting from there, and you're going to be pinning around it. So you hold it, pin it. You want to make sure that the cup goes round, and as you're pinning it, make sure you are smoothing it out. Smoothing. Okay, first thing, sew the cups. That's for the lining and for the main cup. Then sew this parts that will be holding the cup to the skirt part of the lining. Okay, so once you've sewn that, now fix your cup in this. So this is all for the lining piece. I'm going to make sure I finish all of this up. Then for the main piece, this one, you're going to be sewing your net on it. Then you're going to put your cup too there in this place too as well. But before you sew this into this, like how we did the lining, before you sew this, you want to place the blue lace. You want to place the lace on top of this before you sew it. So I'm going to show you how to do that. But first of all, I hope you know how we got to this step. So let me just finish sewing up all of this and I'll show you what next to do. So I'll just need to iron this thing so that it's going to relax. You need to notch there and iron. You see all these places, you actually need to notch it, iron it well with the bust pad, that bust ham. Iron it very well, make it relax. Then we already have done the same thing to the lining piece. So yeah, the lining piece is not as protruded as that one, but by the time you iron it up real good as well, it'll relax. So this lining piece is almost ready to go. Okay, so I'll just keep these two pieces one place. So this is the front part that will be going into that bobby part that we just did. This is the one that will be seen on the front. Remember that our front has this kind of fake slit in front of it, so it's going this way. This one is matching up to this side like so. Okay, and this other one is matching up to the other side like so. So what we just need to do, okay, is to go and like stitch it up on the sides. But because this is a very flimsy fabric, a fabric that will move, I'll use hemming tape, or if you have double-sided tape, just put it by the side so that it's going to help it stay in place. You can see this middle, that will be like the illusion kind of slit, and this slit now doesn't need to go. This front lining is looking too long, so I'll just let the slit stop where that lining stops, so it opens up from there. And you know, you need to actually hem that lining as well. So these are the things we need to do for the front. For the back, we need to stitch up the back. So I have this part of the back, that's for one of the closure, and this other part for the other side of the closure. I need to hold it down in place first of all before I now join this part here. That's the bottom part here, so it's going to be joined this way, right? And this one will be joined this way. So let me do the back. I'll stitch it, I'll baste it down so it doesn't move. I'm not going to be finishing any edge there, just baste it down so it doesn't move. Then I'll now attach it to the bottom part. Okay, so let's quickly do that and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I have gone ahead to iron up all the lining, the cups and everything. You can see that this one that is going to be showing on the main fabric is more relaxed. Okay, I notched up and ironed it really well, so it's more relaxed. Yeah, this is how the inside looks for this one. By the time you hold the side seam and sew this one to the bottom, everything will relax fine and good. Same as the lining, this is what the inside looks like, so it's looking good as well. I'll keep this pieces. So here are the two back pieces for the skirt part. You can see how lovely it looks up to the very bottom. You can also see the skin illusion there. I use the hemming tape to help me hold it down by the side so that it doesn't move around so much. And this is the upper part, the part that will be going from the side seam. This part, zipper will be there, and the remaining part will be the closure part that will pull and tighten the waist. So this is the other side. This is the other side for the top. And finally, this is the front skirt piece. So you can see the technique we use. We use the bottom of the lace fabric to form that design so that it opens up like this. If you do not want this lace to get all the way to this part, because I'm feeling it's too very low, I may even decide to bring it up a little so that it shows more leg. And yeah, this is how this bottom will be. I'll just leave it that way, but you get the idea. Then you just stitch it in place so that it stays down, and this is how the back is. So yeah. Alright guys, so you saw me put the boning in the space. I'm going to actually use embellishments to cover this thing up because my machine was not strong enough to carry the boning. So look at how the inside looks. I just put it just by this center, and you can see how everything is looking on the inside of this. We still have a lot to do. We need to put the yoke. We need to sew the yoke in. Okay, so this yoke here, we need to do it well. So let me show you what the yoke is going to be like. We have this here. All these ones are going to the back. So we're going to be doubling this yoke. I'll sew the armhole, this part and this part together. That's what I'll do first of all. We have done this. The next thing now is to put the front, that's the lining of the front. So I'll push the yoke inside, and I need to match up all the sides because I'm closing everything up. Okay, I need to match it up with my pins. So like so, match everything up. Now we can turn it well. Okay, so yeah, this is how it's looking. You can do some top stitch if you want to. You sew it on top so that it remains inside. Okay, you can top stitch it if you want to. Yeah, but yeah, that is how it is so far. So look for a technique so that it stays put and isn't moving. That's this upper part here, this lining part, so it's not giving you that feel. Either you use a hemming tape, iron it so that it relaxes there, or you do a top stitch just on top of this place so that it stays put. Whichever one you choose to do, just make sure it relaxes and stays inside. So this front is actually done so far. Yeah, we're through with the front. So far so good. I'm sure with the front. So let me quickly do the back. For the back, I need to put the zipper along the zipper parts on the skirt. That's along this part here, 1-inch zipper allowance. I need to close it up as well. Put the zipper, close it up to the bottom as well. Then we can now do our loops for the strap here. We need to do the loops for the strap. So let's do the back. Let's focus on the back. For the upper part here, so we actually need to put it on the shoulder. We need to put it there. Okay, so I'm going to double it up on that shoulder and do that as well. Okay, so yeah, let me do all of that. You see me as I go along. Alright guys, so can you see that I've inserted my zip there? I still use that kind of nude mesh zipper on there, an invisible zipper, and I then sewed the rest of the bottom up onto the bottom there. Okay, then I have gone ahead to sew the loops. I just cut a 3-inch wide satin, 3-inch wide, folded it into 2, sewed it, then turned it inside out with my needle and thread. So I have this long one that will be like the strap round it. Then this one, this tiny one, will be what will form the loops for me on the back. Okay, and that closure part, so that I will give it the cinching effect. So first of all, we need to sew the loops down. So for the loops, I'll first of all measure 1 inch apart for my loops. So I have in total about 6 inches there. I'm going to be marking 1 inch apart for the loop, 1 inch, 1 inch apart, 1 inch apart. So make sure you mark it so that you can see it though. 1 inch, 1 inch, and the last 1 inch here. Okay, then we'll do it for this other part. 1 inch apart. Okay, so now that we have that, I'm going to take my loop and kind of like twist it. You want to kind of like twist it so that to make it stronger and firmer. Okay, you know that you are actually going to be tightening it, so you want to twist it out, and you want to be cutting a size 2-inch width. So the first one, starting from here, and after you twist it, stopping here. Okay, we need to put one at that bottom. So starting from that bottom and stopping there. Okay, you can pin it in place or you sew along, depends on you. Start at that bottom, stop there. The next one will come in between, start at that in between, stop here. So, or just go as you want it to. So let me start doing that quickly. Alright guys, so my loops are good to go. They will hold the strap very well, such that no matter how tight you want it to be, it won't loosen up. It's strong enough now to hold anything up. And if you observe the way the loop was sewn, it was sewn facing this way because you're going to be closing up this part, so the loop should be facing like the opposite part. Okay, we're going to be placing the back. So okay, so when you're sewing, I'm going to be sewing this one first of all closed down. That means that, let me see, do I need to trim anything before I sew? Okay, I don't need to. So that means that I'll be sewing that loop, this loop part closed, sew it up to here, open the zipper and make sure I sew that zipper allowance. So I'll sew it this way as well, just like doing a maze. So come down, sew, then into the zipper, sew that way. Do that for the other side as well. Hey, before we sew, please, I've forgotten this thing again, the tulle part. Please, let's do the tulle part before we sew. The system of the video too. How about the system? Yeah, the system is not shut down, it's connected to the internet. Please, how many percent is my video now? Hey, yeah, that's the one for today.
Yeah, you will leave it now. You want to go and come back.
You can't make it faster, babe. Like, do you know what you can do?
No, you can't make it fast.
So you see how it was done? So you see how it was sewn so close to the edge, then you just trim it as well close to the edge, so it will look like you turned it and it will make that part neat. And fix the sleeve. So this one is going here. Hey guys, I'm so sorry. I already filmed everything. Like I filmed the loop, the way I laced it up. I filmed how I explained that we are doing an inseam finish, so I'm just pinning only the main fabric to sew. Only for me to check my camera and see that I didn't even press record. Anyway, so you didn't miss a lot. I just showed what the back looks like. Then I also laced it there so that I can have the measurement I want there. Now I'm pinning it up. Okay, if you want it more tightened because you're snatching, please tighten it more. Okay, then you pin it up. Once you pin it up to the bottom, that's pin only the main fabric, leave out the lining. That was what I did, so you have not missed a lot. And I explained that the shoulder, for us to turn the shoulder, don't just sew it straight up like this. I left the small piece here on the edge of the back here. That's where we're going to place the shoulder like this. Okay, then turn this one this way so that we can sew this part closed, right? And it will give it an inseam finish as well. That's what we'll be doing for the shoulder. So quickly, let's take our measurement. Now I'm thinking I need to snatch this thing a little more. Let me snatch it a little more. Me that I even told you how iron burnt me, and I was showing you. I didn't even know that I was not recording. Tell me sorry, because iron burnt me while I was ironing all these things. Let me just snatch this part up. You know, because you are going for a snatch effect, you actually need to snatch it on here on the pattern. So for the lacing, I actually did a crisscross lacing effect. I just crisscrossed it to get the same effect. I'll still sit down and arrange it properly, but the crisscross will work for now. Let me tie it back there. Okay, now I'll just mark my measurements along from the bust, mark my measurements to that waist. So my bust is 37. My bust is 37. I'll measure what I have on that bust. Okay, I'm just going to sew half an inch. Then my waist here is 36. I'm going to be sewing 1 inch on the waist. Then my hip so for the hip, my hip is 44. So I'm just taking like half inch there. So I'll just connect all these markings here, very tiny because I snatched the upper part too. Then all the way to the bottom, the same thing for the other side. So I'll just sew everything up, and yeah, we'll be done in no time. We are through. We are finally through. So everything looks so good. I can't wait to fit this on. I can't wait to fit this on. Yeah, so this is how the bottom is. So I got lazy when I got here. I was using the new thread to sew. Then I remembered, hey, this kind of teacher am I? I'm saying, do not be lazy, change your thread. While me, I'm not doing so. So I just changed my thread. You can see it's blue. So the nude was sewn with the nude, and the other part was sewn with the blue. So yeah, everything looking so pretty. This is how the back is. Okay, so when you wear, everything snatches up nice and neat. Yeah, so this is it, guys. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Did we do a good job? So the next video will be how we're going to be embellishing this. Okay, so this is like a 4-part video. That one is how to do beaded fringe and cutting up our lace applique. We're using these laces here, but the appliques on the design here, we're cutting it out and we're going to be using it to embellish our cups, embellish this box side, even put some on along the neckline, the armhole. You know, if I need to buy anything extra, I'll buy for it, but that's what it's going to be next. Okay, so if you got value on here, like right now, you're now very confident to do something like this, just give me a huge thumbs up. That girl, you're trying. You are trying a whole lot. Okay, and what else? I think that's about it. Yeah, give me a thumbs up, a huge one. Subscribe if you're yet to. Drop a comment below, because by now you've seen how it looks on me, right? And yeah, till we see you in the next tutorial. Stay safe. God bless you all. Bye.